Hello, I am the main brony, and this is 5 score divided by 4. Now, before I start reading, I have a couple of things to say. One, I think I finally found my stride. I've finally gained my momentum back, and the video should be rolling out fairly quickly. And second thing, what is quickly exactly? Well, roughly every 3 days, I think. Because, expect one, or rather every 4 days, because, I literally, quite literally, as I have said multiple times, only have 1 hour to do this every day, so, I have to use the time wisely, so, I usually, on the first day, I'll record the, reading, which is what I am doing right now. Then the next day, I'll edit the audio footage, and then on the final day, I'll put it to a video and post it on YouTube. Now, depending on the length of the chapters and stuff, this might take a few days more, a few days less, but it's usually gonna be 4 days, guys. So so don't get all riled up if I'm missing take 5 days between a video, 5 or 6, a week between videos. And that's another thing is I've kind of gotten a schedule now. I'm going to go on 5 score until chapter 3, and then I'm going to alternate between Sunflower and 5 score until one of them is finished, or until until something else pops up that I'm interested in and would like to do, and then I'll probably alternate between 5 score, and Sunflower. But all that aside, that is not what you're here for. You are here for 5 score divided by 4, and I will give it to you. Chapter 2. Quite the prank. I rub my eyes and look again, but the cutie mark is still there. What the f***? I say out loud as I slowly reach up and shut up the water. After a moment of staring, I turn to check the other side. Is it on both? Yep, it's on both legs. The f***? I reach down to feel the other thigh and rub my hand over the mark, expecting to feel plastic or something. But nope, just skin. It's like it's tattooed right on there. I step out of the shower and kneel down to get a closer look. It's very well done. Most tattoos I've seen have soft edges and the colors are a bit faded, but the detail lines on my thigh are razor sharp, and the colors as vibrant as day. I mean, the detail and clarity of this lightning bolt would put graphic vectors to shame. My mind was still trying to make sense of the picture my eyes were sending up. How the f***? To no one in particular I say, "Ah, Jack. It must have been Jack. He always pokes fun at my obsession with Dash. When I fell asleep, he probably put one of those roll-on temporary tattoos on me." No sooner do the words leave my mouth than my mind tells me that probably wasn't possible. Jack fell asleep before you did. It couldn't have been him. There's also the annoying fact that this doesn't look like a roll-on tattoo. There are no cracks and no raised edges. It's perfectly flush with my leg. I rub my eyes, trying to think when this could have happened. The only thought I can form is, this is really bizarre, and I'm too tired to make sense of this. It's going to have to wait till morning. I fall asleep, still unsure if I'm just hallucinating this entire thing. I awake to the sound of a mixer in the kitchen. Jack is making pancakes, as per usual. I put on a robe and shuffle into the kitchen. "Morning," I mumble as I pass by Jack on my way to turn on the coffee maker. "Hey dude, good morning," Jack replied enthusiastically. He was always far too cheerful in the mornings. But at least he was putting himself to work and making breakfast for us. As for me, I wouldn't truly be awake until I had caffeine in my veins. As I wait for the coffee maker to finish, I return to my room to change out of my pajamas. As I do so, I look in the mirror to check if I need to shave. Nope, all good up top. But as I turn away from the mirror, I catch a glimpse of color from my upper thigh. Oh God, how could I forget? The cutie mark, it's still there. I do a quick once-over. Nothing else is out of place, just the mark. I take a step back and look at myself in the full-length mirror. One thing was for certain. I look utterly ridiculous with these tattoos on my legs. One quick clothing change later, and I enter the kitchen to the smell of pancakes, maple syrup, and coffee. Jack was one hell of a cook, but before I could enjoy breakfast, I had to address the elephant in the room. I didn't want to give Jack the satisfaction of fooling me, so I started out with, "Haha, Jack, very funny. Don't know how the f*** you did it, but good work." Jack looked up from his mug of coffee. What's up? Something wrong with your pancakes?" He leaned forward and frowned at my plate for a few seconds. "You know what I'm talking about, your little colorful handiwork yesterday." It was Jack. It had to have been. Fiona was too sweet to prank someone, and Evan doesn't even know what a cutie mark is. "I still have no idea what you're getting at. Did your toilet flood or something?" Jack had the perfect poker face. I could never tell when he was joking. "Well, f*** it. One way to find out for sure." "Fine. I'm talking about this." I turned sideways and pulled down on the elastic waistband on the side of my pants, keeping myself covered, but bringing the cutie mark into full view. I was rewarded by a mouthful of hot coffee spat from Jack across the table. "Dude, what the f*** were you thinking?" Now it was my turn to poker face. Jack stood up and walked over to get a better look. "Seriously, dude, what the f***?" I frowned. That's exactly what I said when I first saw it. "So, this wasn't your doing?" I said, with a mix of confusion and a little bit of panic. Jack didn't even acknowledge the question. "Dude, you're killing me. The show peaked half a decade ago and you went and get a tattoo? Ever think you're taking this Dash thing a little bit too far?" "No, see, I didn't," I started, but then Jack cut me off. "I mean, having a favorite pony is one thing, but you have t-shirts of her, figurines, God knows you probably clop to her every day, and now you get a tattoo? Not to mention how you always insist on crediting Dash for your good luck with the weather." I shrugged. I could never explain that last one, but I did have a history at being lucky with the weather. I usually knew when it was going to rain, when frost was coming, and I never really got rained on. My friends would always ask how I was so lucky, and in recent years I would just laugh and say that Dash was looking out for me. I was brought back to the present by the end of Jack's rant. You read fics of her, you credit her for your good fortune, you want to sleep with her, and now you got her tattoo? I mean, having a favorite pony is one thing, but you think you crossed the line somewhere, dude. I raised my hand. "Dude, calm down. It was a joke." At this point, my mind was creating a lie as fast as I could speak it. It was Fiona's idea. She gave me these slap-on tattoos, and we made a bet on how you would react. A bet which, by the way, I just won. I ended up with a smile. Did he buy it? Please tell me he bought it. Jack sat back down. "Gah, I should have known." He shook his head, then looked up at me. "Dash, you are one crazy Thanks, man. You should have seen your face." My mouth stumbled as my brain replayed back Jack's last sentence. He called me Dash at the end there. Clearly making fun of me at this point. Clever bastard. I almost didn't catch it. Jack started putting his dishes away. "So, Evan is showing up with a truck in about 30 minutes to take me into town. What do you want to do until then?" I'm glad he asked. I did have something on my mind. All this talk about ponies got me wanting to watch ponies. I heard Jack laugh over the sound of the dishes being cleaned. "Ha, should have known. Well, let's get started, but can I make an episode request?" "Yeah, sure. Which one do you have in mind?" I replied as I frowned to myself. To be honest, I was hoping I could pick. I really wanted to see the show finale again. Something about that episode has been bugging me. But Jack would never suggest that one, though. He hates that episode. Ah, well, I'll just watch it after he leaves. "Can we watch the show finale episode?" Jack asks with a pause in his voice. I didn't bother questioning the reasoning behind his choice. Never second-guess good fortune. I just grabbed the Season 5 disc and turned on the TV. Jack sat down on the couch a few feet away and spoke up. "Something about this episode has been bugging me." I blinked twice. I was starting to think I should have second-guessed good fortune. Most of the episode passed without incident. I remember it all too well. It started out with Discord and Celestia allied together in an epic battle against a huge hellspawn from Tartaros. It's a pretty amazing battle, but then takes a strange turn in the middle of the fight. Celestia took a bad hit from the hellspawn and is lying down next to the edge of a cliff of this volcano. She cries out for help and Discord teleports over. Discord then kneels beside the defenseless Celestia, and you can hear her cry out for help and explain she can't move her legs. Just when you think Discord is going to save her, he instead laughs and kicks her limp body over the edge of a cliff. A million fans cried out in surprise and terror as they saw the goddess give a blood-curdling scream and fall into the lava below. Discord then laughs maniacally and explains to the camera that he played her for a fool this whole time, and he waited over 1,000 years for this day. Discord is then shown traveling to meet Twilight, where he surprises her with some sort of magical attack which eliminates her. After that scene, of course, is the scene with Dash, where she fights Discord in midair and... Wait, what the f***? Credits are rolling now? What happened to the last scene with Dash? The episode wasn't supposed to end with Twilight. Aw, man, what the f***? They cut the last scene, Jack says as he stands up and is visibly angry at the TV. That was the best scene in the entire episode. Whew, I was relieved to hear Jack say that. I thought I was going crazy for a second. I was worried that that final scene with Dash in it never actually happened. Good to know Jack's got my back on this one. Yeah, Jack, they must have cut it out of the episode. Stupid Hasbro. Jack shook his head. What a bunch of idiots. Why cut out the final scene? That doesn't make any sense. I know, right? I happily agreed. Such an emotional, powerful scene, too. It really sticks with you once you see it. Exactly! I couldn't agree more that Dash battle was tearful but amazing. It's a short scene, too! Yup, I nodded as I took a sip of water. One final battle. Of Applejack defending her farm. Now it was my turn to spew water across the coffee table. Wait, what? The last scene. Applejack on her farm and Discord shows up. Jack stares at me, waiting for acknowledgement. I knew he was wrong. The last scene was Dash fighting Discord in the night sky in a spectacular battle. Applejack's farm? Where the f*** is he getting that from? I don't remember that scene, dude. Jack rolls his eyes. Dude, that's the scene. You just said yourself they cut a scene. That's the one. What did you think they cut? It was totally the one with Applejack. I was in a pickle. I was positive the last scene showed Dash. But after this morning, I wasn't really willing to put myself out on that limb. He'd probably get annoyed and claim it's just more evidence of my Dash obsession. But yet, I knew Jack was wrong. Jack saw my hesitation and decided to jog my memory. Remember? Discord shows up at the farm and spars with Applejack. He mocks her for trying to fight back, joking that she's powerless against him. Discord then Jack swallows hard and his voice gets quiet. He calls her a useless pony. Jack turns away from me, and I think he's crying, something I've never actually seen Jack do before. Then after Applejack is broken and beaten, Discord charges up some spell, but Big Mac comes in and tackles him from the side. Discord screams at him, and there's a tussle off-screen between him and Big Mac. You hear Big Mac scream out for Applejack to run, to just save herself. Then there's a spectacular explosion, and Applejack screams out for her brother, but Discord's laughter just rings out as he returns to finish off the wounded Applejack. And that's that. Episode ends right there. The clock on the wall ticks loudly, and I don't know what to say. Not only had I never heard that Applejack story before, I don't think I had ever heard Jack get that emotional over anything. Was Jack confusing canon with a fanfic he read? Why would he read a fanfic about Applejack? Thankfully, the silence is broken by a loud doorbell. Come in, I yell over my shoulder, and I turn to see Evan enter the apartment, jiggling his car keys in hand. I turn back to Jack. I don't know, Jack. I don't actually remember that scene, but it has been a long time since I saw this episode. Evan gets closer. Hey, Anon. Hey, bro. What you guys talking about? I reply without even turning to look at him. Don't worry about it, Evan. We were just trying to settle a discrepancy with ponies. Trying to figure out how this episode ended. Evan laughed. Oh, well, then I'm just in time. I can cast the tie-breaking vote. I rolled my eyes. I wasn't in the mood for Evan's antics. Oh, sure thing, buddy. That's a big help from someone that hasn't seen the show. Evan crossed his arms. Not true. Jack made me watch a few of them back in the day. I looked over at Jack. He nodded. It's true. I did show Evan an episode or two. But I only showed him some Season 1 classics way back when. I never showed him the finale. It was terrible. Evan looks between the two of us. Wait, the finale? Is that the episode with that freaky magic chimera thing that attacks everyone? Jack and I exchange looks and then both turn to stare at Evan. Jack speaks up. Yeah, that one. Where did you watch that one? And how does it end? Evan stares off at the wall for a second, then ignores the first part of the question. Well, let's see. How does it end? It shows that apple farm that's run by that orange-colored mayor. Applejack is said in unison by Jack and I. Yeah, sure, her. She's having some battle with the magic chimera thing, and her brother is watching. He gets real angry and then just charges in there and tackles the monster and starts telling his sister to run. And then he gets hit by something and it ends right there. Gotta admit, that dude had some guts, Evan replies. See, I told you. It ends with the scene at Applejack's place, Jack said triumphantly as he gathered his bags and made for the door. My brother doesn't even watch the show, and he knows the correct final scene. Jack had a good point there. Then why the f*** have I never heard of that scene before? And where did that dash scene come from? It has to be from something. It wasn't a fan animation. Was it something I just came across recently? It doesn't feel like it. I helped Jack get his bags to the door and decide there would be time to ponder this later. All right, thanks for staying over, Jack. Nice seeing you, Evan. They wave as they leave, and I step back inside. I look out the window and see them drive away. Then the feeling floats through my mind. Thunderstorm is coming, which makes me realize I should get my mail before the rain hits. I hop outside and walk the 2 blocks to the main apartment office to get my mail. My mind is still trying to make sense of that Applejack scene, and I'm not really paying attention to where I'm walking, which ends in me bumping right into Fiona, who is walking the other way. Oh, sorry, Fiona. Fiona steps back in shock, but then relaxes when she sees it's me. Eek! Hey, Dash. So sorry about that. I'm such a worried mess right now. I gotta go deal with something. Man, she looks really preoccupied with something. Wonder what got her worried like that. It's just not like her to run away without saying, wait a second. I just rubbed my forehead. Great, just great. First, the mystery tattoo, and now I'm starting to hear things. What the f*** is going on around here? I yelled to the sky. Maybe Jack was right. Maybe I do need to lay off the dash stuff for a while. I return home and close the door to the sound of the first raindrops hitting the street behind me. Screw this, I need a nap. Maybe it'll clear my mind. I'm awoken a while later, from thunder outside my windows. What time is it? I reach over and grab my phone and check the display. It was 3 p.m., and there was a missing text message notification. I half groggily reach open the message. It's from Jack, sent about 2 hours ago. I blow the hair away from my eyes and read the screen. Oh, ha, real funny. I'm too tired to make sense of it, so I just toss my phone across the sofa. I sit up and rub my neck. I should probably get up. Half the day was already gone, and all I did today was nap. I make my way to my room and turn on my computer. As my computer loads, I wonder if my cutie mark tattoo thing was still there, so I unbutton my pants and pull them down a little so I can see my flanks. Yep, the mark was still there on both legs. I rubbed my temples trying to make sense of things, then noticed my computer had finished loading. I realized how cluttered my desktop screen had gotten, so I decided to go through some of these pictures I had saved on there and get them organized. I start flipping through images, deciding which ones to delete and which ones to file away to the correct folders. After 50 or so normal pics, I get to an R34 pic I had saved of Dash lying on her back and looking down at herself. I tilt my head and look at the picture, trying to decide if it was worth keeping, when the corner of my eye picks up the colorful marks on my own legs. I look down at my exposed legs and feel a sense of déjà vu. I look back up at the screen and notice Dash's legs were tilted in the exact same fashion as mine were right now. I laugh out loud and look down at my own leg and smirk. It's amusing to see the cutie marks matching up so well. It was kind of surreal, really. I smile as my arms dart back and forth between my legs and the R34 image on my screen. It's a perfect match, and it's strangely erotic. I keep looking between the 2 images. God, if only the anatomy between the legs matched up. I blink and realize my train of thought. Oh God, what the f***, brain? I snap my legs back together and stand up, visibly shaking, and no longer in the mood for this game. I go to the bathroom and splash water on my face to clear my mind from that bizarre train of thought. The mental image won't go away, so I splash more and more of water on my face, but remaining careful not to get my bangs wet. Bangs? What? Oh, no, what is this crap? I look up at the mirror and regret it. My hair is supposed to be short, not crazy long like this. The f*** is this? I look like a Final Fantasy character, for f***'s sake. I have bangs that cover a fourth of my face, and long hair growing down my neck. It's also... Wait, is this tinted? I asked in the mirror as I leaned forward. My hair is supposed to be dark brown, but right now it's pretty much running through all sorts of faint shades. In the back, my brown hair was slightly tinted slightly violet, but then as it got to the front, the brown got lighter, and sections had faint stripes of ever so subtle color to them. I stepped back from the mirror, and the cutie marks came back into view. I make the connection. My hair looks like a half-assed attempt at Dash cosplay. I laugh at the absurdity of this all. Well, that settles it. In case anyone was wondering, if you obsess about a certain pony for 5 years, apparently parts of your body start trying to look like it. I leaned against the wall and started running my fingers through my hair. Oh, God. How am I going to explain this to Jack? Gonna have to come up with a story about ring, ring. I walk over to my cell phone. Oh, look, speak of the devil. Well, at least I don't have to explain anything over the phone. I just can't meet him in person until I figure this out. I'll worry about that later. I answer the call. Hey, what's up? I'm coming over. Now. Already on the way. Almost there. Be there in 5. I opened my mouth to speak, but Jack hung up the phone before I could even reply. I looked back at the mirror. Cutie marks on my flanks and my multi-haired hued hair running down my neck. Yup. I'm boned. Jack's gonna be here any minute. How do I explain this? I toss on a sweatshirt and some pants. I tried to comb the hair so my bangs aren't so huge, but it's no use. There's just way too much hair up there. I tidy up the living room and try to think of some way to explain my hair to him. Maybe Fiona put me up to it? Wait, I already used that one this morning. Wait a sec. Fiona. The plushie! I start frantically searching for the plushie. That thing must have had a hand in this whole thing. Guy gets plushie. Guy wakes up with cutie mark and pony hair. That happens to people, right? I'm in full-blown panic mode at this point. I had to find the plushie before Jack got here. That would fix everything. Oh, there it is. It was still sitting on the dining room table, looking exactly as I left it. I pick it up. Now what? The f*** am I supposed to do with this? I look at the plushie and scratch my head, trying to figure out why I thought finding the plushie would have in any way helped me out of my current situation. I hear the car pull up outside. Well, no time for that now. I'm going to have to just come up with a story on the fly. I put the plushie down and head back towards the kitchen, awaiting the door knock. I then notice my throat is getting dry with anticipation, so I turn around and start to pour myself a glass of water. I just filled the glass when I hear the door fling open and slam against the wall. Geez, Jack. The least you can do is knock, I say as I put the glass down and start to turn around. You! What the did you do? Jack exclaims as he makes his way inside. I wince. Wow, he's really not happy with my new hair. I try and explain myself as Jack walks into view. Look, dude, I really don't want to talk about what the f***. Jack had long blonde hair flowing down his back, and his eyes shone bright green like a pair of fresh apples. My brain did a double take. Wait, but I thought you were yelling because of you're yelling about your hair? Jack reaches back and just grabs some of his yellow hair and waves it in front of my face. No, Sherlock. Why else would I be yelling? What the f*** did you do? He trails off as he glances up at my forehead and seems to finally notice that he isn't alone in the hair growth situation. We stood there for a second, both staring at each other's slightly off-putting appearance. I really needed to break the ice. I swallowed the lump in my throat. Your eyes are green, dude. And yours are magenta, Jack said without skipping a beat. I blinked. Wait, really? I didn't even think to check my eye color. Magenta eyes, that's pretty sweet, actually. Jack did not seem amused. Instead, he turned sideways and pulled down the side of his sweatpants, confirming what I had just recently assumed would be there. 3 red apples, Jack exclaims as he pulls his pants back up, then throws his hands in the air in the confusion. What kind of stupid joke is this? I don't even like Applejack. I agree. Vinyl would have been much cooler. So there you have it. 5 square divided by 4, chapter 2. Quite the prank, which seems to not be such a prank after all. And, so yeah, please leave a like if you enjoyed this, and please subscribe, and stay brony.